All right, so I got one for you. $1 million question for those who care at all. Is network marketing a scam? Is National Wealth Center a scam? Is anything other than a job a scam? The answer to that question is whatever you want it to be. Now, let me explain. But better yet, let me rewind and answer it like this. It depends on the person. It's the person that makes anything a scam. Prime example. If I am a bagger, if I'm a guy who bags groceries at a grocery store, I'm 16 years old making minimum wage bagging groceries at a grocery store. Seems like an honest living, right? But what if I'm walking up and down the aisles, stealing various items, putting them in my pocket, walking into the break room, sticking them in my locker, and waiting until the day is over with, then I walk out of the store with said items? Sounds pretty scammy to you, doesn't it? Robbing a bank, not a whole lot to say there. Or how about this? How about this? And if this doesn't change your mindset, I don't know what will, all right? You're at work and you're putting in 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day, and you're busting your hump. And I mean, you're grinding. You are seriously grinding. And imagine you have some fella or some young lady or older lady, whatever the case may be, to the left or right of you, not putting in as much work as you, or not putting any work at all. He or she is just collecting a paycheck and doing just enough not to get fired. And they go home. But guess what? They make just as much money as you do. So think about that for a minute. Because I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to circle back and I'm going to come back to that concept. Getting a paycheck just for showing up, while you are busting your ass, putting in overtime, putting in extra work, and all of that stuff. And you're getting paid just as much as that other individual. That sounds like a scam. And that's not to suggest that your job is a scam, but it depends on the people. It is the people that makes anything a scam. You doing your job every day is what makes it not a scam. What that other person does makes it a scam. So get into my point. Is network marketing a scam? No. If the wrong person gets in, that's a scam in the making right off the bat. And so I'll segue to my next point. I am not going to allow anyone to join my team who is not willing to put in the work and is not willing to go through and relish the process, because it's all part for the course. You are not going to come in and make thousands of dollars overnight. And worst of all, this is the part that no one wants to hear. You are not going to come in and earn a paycheck just for showing up. It doesn't work that way. And what a lot of people don't want to admit is that you can get a job just about anywhere in this country where they will give you a paycheck just for showing up. You can show up to work for 8 hours and do just enough to not get fired. Basically just be there and exist for 8 hours. And you will still get paid as much as the guy that's in there busting his hump, or the gal in there busting her hump. She's gonna take home the same paycheck as you. So it's people who indiscriminately twist everyone's arm and say any and everything that they think is necessary to get them to join, to convince them to join, to goad them to join. Number one, with no real intent of helping them in the first place. But number two, the person that came in wasn't the right person to begin with. You have got to be willing to be the right person. And if you're not the right person, you've got to be willing to at least make an effort to become the right person. Because if you don't, it's not going to work. I joined an opportunity, cash gifting, 10 years ago. And in my first 3 weeks, I earned $1,000. And sure, I did the easy thing. I did the easy stuff. I did the marketing. But I sat back and I let my upline, I let my sponsor do all the grunt work. Yeah, it was so easy to go out and do the marketing. That's the easy part. That's easy. All right? But as soon as I had a voice message, as soon as there was someone who wanted to talk to me and wanted to ask me questions, first thing I did was I went running to my sponsor to have him do the talking. See, I wanted the success, but back then, even as hungry as I was, I didn't really want to put in all the work. I wanted to do some of the work, but I didn't want to do what it takes. And that's what's required. You have to be willing to do what it takes, and that is required just for accomplishing any goal, even if it's getting in shape, which that's what almost all of my videos were about before I made them personal. But at the end of the day, it has to come down to you. I'm so sick and tired of seeing all of these people sit back and say, oh, well, I want to join with someone that's successful. I want to join with someone who's done this, that, and the third. Why? So you can sit back and watch them do all the work for you? Nobody wants to admit that, but deep down, that's really what it comes down to. Why? Because I was there. So you have to be willing to come out of that comfort zone and do the work. And the good thing about National Wealth Center is you have all the tools right there in your back office. And what isn't there, guess what? You have NWC Thrive. It's all there. It's all there. You just have to take the time to go through the process. And it's not gonna happen overnight for everybody. And for a lot of people, could take days, could take weeks, could take months. It just depends on what kind of schedule you're working with. You have people that are out here that are doing this for a living. That's how they put food on the table. You have people out there who have jobs that require them to work 40 hours a week. You have people out there with other jobs that require them to work 60 to 80 hours a week. So you can't gauge the potential of your success on what somebody that you saw on YouTube do. It just doesn't work that way. But I'm here to tell you this. If you join my team, I will do everything in my power to help you. Now, on the other end of the coin, I am not going to build your business for you, but I will do everything in my power to help you. If it requires me doing a three-way, I'll do it. If that's what's required and I'm available to do it, I will do it. I will be here to help you, rain, shine, hell, high water, whatever the case may be. But I'm here to tell you that it's your business, it's your responsibility, and the only way that it is going to mean more to you is if you take ownership. Because if you don't and you just sit back and wait for your sponsor to do the work for you, and you're looking around for people on YouTube or wherever who you think is going to do the work for you, then sure,